Hi everybody. Hope that music isn't too loud, and I hope my voice holds out. So these two panels are what I was working on, and these are my granddaughter's journals that I've been working on for quite some time. And I have them sewed together. So I need to ink the outside. The outside edges. My sewing machine went completely wonky on this one. I think I've gotten it worked out now, but that's how it turned out. So I'm just gonna ink the edges. So to begin with, when I first got back, I just wanted to start right in and to make videos, but I was so tired, and my voice was very hoarse. So that's when I started making the videos with music only and no talking. And my voice is much better. It's pretty bad in the morning. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's because I get allergies this time of year. I have allergies all year round, but it's worse in the spring and fall. So my voice gets very hoarse and scratchy. So if I just go quiet, you'll know why. And yes, I had an amazing trip. The home visits were very successful. They were my favorite part of the trip because we took food to the people and to the families of the children, and in a couple of instances the children were able to go with us. And the little boy that, if you are my friend on Facebook, then you'll know that in every case of the home visits, I posted pictures, and that was, it was so nice to be able to show everybody what I was doing over there, and why it is that, more or less why I go. And I'm almost done with posting individual pictures of the Omega children that actually live in the home. And that has been really well received by everybody. And I'm so happy for that. I'm just so happy about that. Such blessings. Let's see, I'm looking for a little clip to hold these down for a bit. I don't know where all my clips are. Everything is everywhere. The little boy in the wheelchair, that wheelchair was bought by one of the board members of the Omega Care Foundation. That foundation was It started in January of this year, and so all contributions are tax deductible because of that. And we hope that will help people to feel more confident about donating via the website. And another great thing that's happened since I've come back is that it's come to the attention of some people that this trip is totally possible, and that the place where we stay, the home where the children live, Patrick and the children and Daphne, we call her Daphne. Over her Ugandan name is Daphne. So, and I believe that name is Daphne over here in the States. But she's such a sweetheart. And such an amazing cook. Oh my goodness. She could work in any gourmet place for African cooking. Oh my goodness, it was just amazing. Amazing food to eat. I just want to hold these corners down for a little bit and let it dry. I think that's it. I need another one for there. So we just had these outstanding meals every time. Every meal. A lot of what the well, I'll just talk about the people in Uganda because that's all I know. I've not been to any of the other African countries, even though I could easily go, but I have no reason to go because everything, all my interests are right there in Uganda. I was never ever interested in anything else. And I'm now looking for some pockets for both journals to have. This journal belongs to and this is not the cover. I don't think I want to make a different cover. These are so pretty. This is from Diane, I think her name is My Old Barn Door, or My Old something or other. That's cool. I'm not sure how to get this off. I think I'll just have to work on this later. And see what I can do with it. Let's see. I have lots of pretties. So I'm just gonna mark John here. While I'm waiting for these to dry. Oops. I was starting to say that these are so since I've come back, it's come to my attention that, and I'm thrilled about that, Danina Dixon made this one. This will look real pretty in there. It's come to my attention that there are a number of people interested in going. And boy, that is just a blessing beyond my wildest dreams, because the more people that go, the more widespread attention they get toward the for the orphanage. And it's beyond my wildest dreams, really. I mean, I just met Patrick online. I'm not sure if I've told this before. After my daughter-in-law invited me to go see the children of Watoto. They are also in Kampala, Uganda. And they travel the world for awareness to their stories, for awareness to how it is in Uganda, and how people can help. So I went to see that performance, and I was amazed at these children and how they could sing and dance, and they were just amazing. And I thought, why are there so many beautiful children in Uganda, and why isn't anyone, why have I lived my whole life and I didn't know? So I just saw Patrick with some of the children, and he was holding their hands, and they were gathered around him, and it said Omega Orphanage Ministry. So I clicked on it. I was curious to see what it was about. And that's where it started. That was 5 years ago. And I visited there again in 2016. Not again, for the first time. In 2016. 1 second. Okay, well, I set my scissors aside, and now, as it always happens, I don't know where they are. So I think I'll just, I don't really want to fold that. It's beautiful. I'm just going to put it on there like that. But I didn't, they lived in such terrible circumstances that I could not stay where they stayed. And I have pictures of where they used to stay. It's just so sad. So, I just talked about it a lot online, and my family helped, my kids. Aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, everybody. And at first I didn't, people warned me off of doing anything, of sending anything anywhere in Africa. South Africa is different. This is commonly known as East Africa. And so I didn't send any money for a long time. A long time. But I did send oatmeal packets, and they loved them. You know, especially back then, their diet was basically rice. Rice and beans if they had extra money, and rice. Same thing, 3 times. If they had enough to eat 3 times a day, then that's what they ate 3 times a day. This one will go in there. Let's see. I need to get out my other. My other things that I haven't decorated the front or back of that. I'm not sure. I think I'll put it on a hinge, but I need to find my muslin material. So I just continued on like that. My daughter and I got boxes of clothing together, and we sent clothing over. Which was great. Everything, you know, is received with a great deal of gratitude, and thankfulness. So it doesn't matter really what you send, because they are in such need. And over a period of time, I just, I gained trust in Patrick, that he was who he said he was, that he was doing what he said he was going to do, and that if I sent him money, like if one of the children got sick, it was horrible. There was nothing to do about it. And you know, over there, malaria. I interviewed a doctor while I was there this time. I did a lot of information seeking so that I could report back. And that's one of the things I did. I just tried to find out as much information as I could, document it. I have a book, a notebook that I kept. You guessed it, a composition notebook. I have all my receipts in there from everything I did. And that was one of my goals. I wrote an itinerary before going so that once I got there, I wouldn't lose track of what I was supposed to be doing. And that's gathering information. So I interviewed the doctor that Patrick always sees when he's sick, and he takes the children to see when they get sick. And they're just like any other child. They can get the flu really bad. They often come down with what they call typhus, otherwise known as typhoid fever. And malaria and typhus are the two number one diseases over there that kill, that take their lives. Although I know that if they don't get medical treatment, a baby can die, and I witnessed that. A baby can die of the consequences of flu and teething. That happened. Awful. And the reason that can happen over there is because the doctors and hospitals require money first. You know, forget about the Hippocratic Oath, forget about anything we know as humane, because over there, the rules are different. It's hard to believe it. They have an ER, a state-run ER. They have ER doctors. And yet this baby died in the ER waiting because they took patients that could pay first. And I was online with this family when it happened. I could not believe it, but it's true. I mean, how could anybody allow a baby to die without giving them treatment? Okay, well, that's rather dark. I'm going to put that aside for now. I don't want to work on that anymore. Okay. That's a different journal I need to finish. That's real pretty. And it goes with the colors. So I don't know. I don't know what to say except about the medical treatment over there, except that when they tell you that they have to pay before they get to see a doctor, it's true. And when they tell you that people die in the ER, that baby's life could have been saved and temporarily. His death could have been stalled by IV treatments, IV drips, just IV solution. So that's going to be a pocket. So what I'm doing right now, I'll just check my time. 27. On a positive note, there's a lot of people that have gained interest in the trip over there since I have come back. And I absolutely could not be happier. It's just the interest and in the photos that I submitted, well, I posted online, that has been, I stand in awe. I have said that since the very first time I went there. I stand in awe, but I do. You know, my thing is I pray for blessing, for God to bless this ministry, if it be His will, and for and help me to see the open doors. And that's all I've known to pray about, because I've never been involved in anything like this. I'm not a missionary. You know, it's just me and a few interested church groups, not very many, none that have given anything significant. And that's it. So I have to say that, you know, one step in front of the other. That's all I know. And keep talking about it. But what Rosemary Morris's group did, what Rosemary did by opening it up to her group, Trashy Junk Journals, those ladies, amazing. Just amazing. The ladies, their gifts, I don't know if you saw my videos on those. The art supplies they sent over. One of my suitcases, the biggest one, weighed 60 pounds. I didn't know. I had no idea. I just went there and I took the stuff, and the children were just, the room was silent. There are 16 children that stay in that orphanage, and that room was silent when I gave them their journals, and they opened them. And I'll have to tell you more about this later. So if you have any questions, please write them below. And I love you all, and I'll talk to you later.